On today's episode of WatchJRGo, it's the last day of the year. It's time to reflect on the projects and the cars we've gotten done this year. So we're gonna take a trip back through time and check out some of the builds and a couple clips of kind of each car that we worked on this year. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we're going to recap 2022, the projects that we worked on together. And first, I have to give a huge shout out to all of you guys that watch the videos here every day for, the grind. Every day we work on a car here for real, and we get a lot done, like an insane amount of cars every single year. So I wanted to take a minute to say thank you to you guys and kind of recap a few of the projects, a few of the crazy things, starting off the year, of course, getting out of the Turo rental game. It seems like that's been 10 years already. But, of course, at the very beginning of the year, I sold all the rental cars. I sold the Durango, the Cayenne, the Dart, and the Fiat 500. And the GTR went shortly after that. So a whole lot of cars got cleared out just to kind of start out the year. And then we went from there. Other things were still hanging around, like the dump truck, the F550. We had just cleaned all of that up, and it was a really solid truck. And I sold it to a friend, and he sold it already since then. And I think everybody's been having fun and hauling stuff around in their dump truck. In the middle of those freezing cold winter months, I of course went and bought the white Corvette for $3,500. We brought it back here, bought another engine, and engine swapped that thing, and it lives with a subscriber now, and I know it's actually rocking and rolling. He ended up retuning it and having the seats fixed, and it's got to be an amazing car. Of course, we did an exhaust. We got basically everything else sorted out, and that's probably an amazing driver at this point, especially without the big rips in the seat bolsters. There were so many smaller projects that had to get knocked out. We got done this year as well. My ProCharge Z06 Corvette, we got that all straightened out. The Harley golf cart, that was kind of a short deal, but it was a lot of fun. We got to drive around our Harley clown cart there, and now it's driving around a neighborhood here locally, and I'm sure it's the talk of the town whenever they take out their Harley golf cart that has somehow a giant sewn canopy on it and clowns. So everyone will talk about it if you bring out something with clowns. So that was kind of fun. And of course I bought the V-Rod, and we got that start to finish this year. That was a lot of fun. It got everything replaced. So the V-Rod probably won't be sticking around too much longer. I love it, but I don't have anywhere to put it. And if there's a motorcycle I'm keeping, it's going to be my Goldwing. I do love the Goldwing. And while we were finishing up all of those little projects, we got something that I've been in love with ever since. My Gen 2 Chevy Volt. We drove it back from Las Vegas and then made it self-driving. And I love that car. I honestly wish I could drive that thing every day. It's so nice to sit back, hit the cruise button, and then the car just takes over. It is a pretty magical experience having a robot drive the car. So that has been great. Right after that, of course, we got busy on the S10. Now, I had the S10 for a while. It was free. It was a true extreme. I was super excited about that truck. Obviously, you remember how great they were in high school, and you can only think, what if it was better? So of course, we LS swapped the S10. It took a month of solid work, frame-off restoration, all the way back together to driving it at Holly LS Fest. And then driving it, I've driven it quite a bit, and I love it. It makes really, really good power, and it has no weight in the back end, so you can just lay on the throttle and it lights the tires up instantly, which is a very, very fun combo. A lot better than that 4.3 that you were used to playing around with in high school. So if you get a chance to LS swap an S10, especially in Extreme, I highly recommend it, but also I would say maybe have someone else do it. It's an incredibly tough job. It does take a long time, and we worked day and night for those 30 days to get that truck done. The outcome, 100% worth it. I love Rad Extreme. It's a beautiful truck, and it's just sitting in storage at the moment. Hopefully we'll get that thing back out soon and go have some fun with it. There's nothing like doing those swaps with Holly and ICT Billet, my usual combo. There's nothing like putting all of that together, dropping in that super simple aftermarket wiring harness, hooking up 2 wires, battery positive, and then an ignition, hitting that starter, and it gripping to life, and having everything there, including a speedometer and all the cool transmission features that you would have in a stock ECU. So that was awesome. And right about then, we started to sell the building. So we sold my 20,000 square foot of buildings, and it was a huge weight off my shoulders to get those out of here. And in order to do that, we sold a lot of the cars. We sold the white Corvette, the green Corvette C5, the black Pro-Charged C5, the Pro-Charger development car, the first one. That car is beautiful. The F-Type, the Atom. We cleaned house. Obviously, the Saab sold a little bit earlier in the year, but so many cars got sold in order to get all that knocked out. And it really helped kind of clean everything up. We got it all done in a matter of weeks and sold the warehouse. And then we picked up this. There were many other cars in between the 12C and the building. Don't forget about those. The Focus, the RX-8, the Bentley, the XJ8, just lots and lots of cars, as always, trying to kind of work on everything under the sun and enjoy it and show you guys under the hood of each one of them, at least a little bit. That way we can see how everything's built, get to wrench on everything, and see some things that are just ridiculous, like that Bentley. I'm super happy that sold, and we actually made money on the Bentley, sold the Jag, made some money on that. And if you somehow didn't get the memo about this channel, it started as a channel where we were flipping cars and making money. And now, when I get a chance to do something like work on the Bentley for a while and then sell it and make money, I'm gonna take that chance. It's not like we were giving up. We did the exact laser focus of the channel is making money on cars and not losing it. So we sold them, made money. In fact, even this McLaren is sold. It sold this morning, yesterday night, something like that. So the 12C, it might still be sitting here, and it will be for a few more days, but even that is sold. And we of course bought the new F-250 that's sitting out there, the Infiniti, the Jag S-Type that I'm working on right now, the Escalade is in there, so many fun projects. But that kind of wraps up, I think, 2022. There's a lot of cars I'm missing. Obviously, well, we've got that old Mercedes somewhere. It's hard to even come up with all the cars that we still have, but I'll try really quick. We'll just scratch the 12C off the list. We got the F-250, the Volt, the S-Type, the Infiniti, the S10, there's 5, and then the 65 Ford F100, the 67 Camaro, the Escalade, the cab over, don't forget about the cab over, and the Rolls Royce, so there's 10. The cheap Mercedes, I always forget I own that '01 Silverado that Eric drives. It's kind of not really even in the fleet because he daily drives that, but I think 12 or something like that may actually be the number at the moment. About 12 cars. There are 3 more cars on the way already, and there might be some I forgot, but no matter what, that is basically the fleet at the moment. So if you're wondering where a certain car is and I didn't list it, it's been sold, and it's probably been sold for months and months and months, because I get a lot of questions where people are asking about cars that have been sold for multiple years, especially things like the RX-8 that sold like the day we finished it. With that said, 2022 was obviously a blast. We worked on a ton of stuff, had a bunch of fun wrenching on cars in the garage, and now the garage is much simpler as well, and obviously more relatable, like a lot of people ask for. So we'll keep having fun, we'll keep cranking them out, working on all kinds of cool stuff. Got a bunch of parts coming for the S-Type, that should be fun, and we will do a wrap-up of the 12C before it actually goes away, because this is one of my third best car I've ever driven. I don't think a lot of cars actually compare to what this thing is, and the price point is unbelievable. It's so cheap. It doesn't even make sense. Like a $250,000 car that depreciated into the $70,000 range, and you're getting what is still very clearly a $250,000 car that will go out and do 200 every day of the week. Crazy horsepower, insanely good to drive. Oh, the Porsche Boxster too. It was also insanely good to drive. I should not forget about that. What a good car. And that, of course, went to a subscriber in Texas, and hopefully he's still having a blast with it too. So there you have it. That was 2022. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I can't wait to share more with you in 2023. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. The main reason I sold this car is because the Volt needs to come back in the garage to charge. It's really hard on EVs to leave them just sitting outside in the cold, and I miss driving the Volt all the time, and also the car shuffle. Obviously the car shuffle is horrible. having to move 2 cars out of the way to get 1 car out of the garage. It obviously makes more sense to just sell the car instead of having to shuffle them around. A lot of that's because starting a car and not letting it run through a full drive cycle hurts my heart. I know how hard it is on everything, so if I have to start the cars to do the shuffle, they all have to run for 15 minutes and I have to all go back out, maybe drive each one around the block real quick. It's like a 3/4 mile loop, drive that back around, park it back in the next spot, move all the other cars in. So it's really hard for me to have something like, especially this, that you have to really take care of. You do not want to short cycle your McLaren, and obviously it's really picky about the battery and fun stuff like that. So it just makes more sense to sell the car than have to move it.